Why do some stars drip with gay energy, yet never say a word? They rock bold red carpet looks, play queer-coded roles, post cryptic captions, but stay quiet about their love lives. Is it privacy, strategy, or fear? Today we dive into celebs everyone thinks are gay, but who have never confirmed a thing. Welcome to LGBTQ+ vibes. Hit subscribe, your next obsession starts now. While most of the world has their eyes, Froy Gutierrez is the beautiful secret no one's confirming. With piercing green eyes, a jawline sharp enough to cut glass, and that quiet cinematic presence, he became a Gen Z heartthrob without ever needing to demand attention. You may recognize him from Teen Wolf or Cruel Summer, but chances are you have seen his name more in headlines than on screen. Because for the past few years, Froy has been at the center of one of Hollywood's most quietly obsessive gay rumors. His alleged relationship with actor Richard Madden, yes, that Richard Madden, sparked curiosity everywhere. First spotted quarantining together in 2020, the pair were photographed running errands, returning to the same home, vacationing in Italy and London, even stepping out in matching outfits. Yet not once did either of them confirm a thing. Hollywood remained silent. Their reps offered nothing. And Froy? He vanished from social media for months at a time, letting speculation grow in the shadows. Is it privacy or protection? Froy has never publicly dated a woman, never spoken about his sexuality, never addressed the storm of questions surrounding him. But his fan base is massive, especially among LGBTQ+ audiences. Queer fans see themselves reflected in his softness, his beauty, his aura. They admire his silence, yet fear what it might mean. Because if Froy is gay, queer, or somewhere under the rainbow, and he is choosing to stay silent, then that silence becomes both a shield and a spotlight. A shield from scrutiny, a spotlight from longing. Some believe he is simply private. Others think he is dodging a backlash that Hollywood still reserves for openly gay male stars. And a few, more critically, wonder if he is capitalizing on queer desire while giving little back in return. But maybe it is not that simple. Maybe Froy's story is still unfolding, waiting for the right time, the right role, or maybe the right world to feel safe enough to be told. In many ways, Froy Gutierrez has become the modern queer question mark. Someone who embodies what we long for, what we guess at, and what we are still not allowed to fully know. And perhaps that is the point. Maybe the most radical thing Froy has ever done is say nothing at all and still be seen. Drop a 1. If you have ever been obsessed with someone who never said a word, but somehow said everything. Ross Lynch, the boyfriend who still feels like a crush. From his Disney Channel beginnings to commanding stages shirtless with the Driver era, Ross Lynch has always carried that soft, sultry energy that makes both girls and gays swoon. But it is not just his looks, it is how he moves, how he dresses, how he always leaves just enough space for curiosity. For years, he has been in a public relationship with actress Jazz Sinclair. Their red carpet appearances and affectionate posts paint the picture of a perfect Gen Z couple. But still, the gay rumors have never faded. If anything, they have only grown louder. It started with subtle TikToks analyzing his body language with male friends, then escalated with fans dissecting music video moments that felt just a little too intimate. His wardrobe choices, fluid, sheer, cropped, or boldly open-chested, only added to the fire. In interviews, Ross leans into the ambiguity. He praises androgyny, jokes about kissing his bandmates, embraces gay fan edits, and once captioned a crop top selfie with nothing but a rainbow emoji. The comments did not ask if he was gay. They thanked him for being brave enough to hint. Still, Ross has never confirmed or denied a thing, and maybe that silence is exactly what makes him magnetic. In a world obsessed with labels, Ross Lynch like a blank canvas, painted only by perception. Some fans embrace it. They see him as a queer ally who does not need to spell it out to be welcomed by the LGBTQ+ community. Others are frustrated. They want representation, not suggestion. They want him to say it. Yet a growing chorus of Gen Z voices has already crowned him a queer icon without the label, a beautifully fluid figure whose refusal to define himself has become its own form of expression. Critics argue that profiting off a queer-coded image without claiming the identity can feel exploitative. But what if this is not strategy, just authenticity? A man performing, playing, expressing without a script. In a culture that demands clarity, his ambiguity is both revolutionary and maddening. Whether you see Ross as gay, bi, straight, queer, or just Ross, one thing is certain, he's making people talk. And sometimes silence speaks louder than anything else. Drop a 1 if you think Ross Lynch is breaking the mold without ever saying a word. Michael Cimino, the straight actor who feels almost too close to home. When Michael stepped into the role of Victor in Love, Victor, something changed. The show was more than a follow-up to Love, Simon. It became an emotional lifeline for queer youth who saw themselves in Victor's fear, longing, and courage to love out loud. Michael was not just acting, he was channeling something deeper. His performance was soft, raw, never overdone. It felt real, achingly real. So when he revealed in interviews that he was straight, it left people stunned. How could someone not queer look at another boy with that much tenderness? The questions quickly moved beyond acting into identity. Off-screen, Michael only deepened the mystery. He openly embraced his LGBTQ+ fanbase, sometimes more than stars who were actually out. He joined pride campaigns, spoke out for queer rights, and filled his TikTok feed with dances, smiles, and heartfelt fan edits from visibly smitten gay fans. He welcomed it all. In one interview, he said, "I feel like I'm part of the community, just not in the way people expect." That one sentence sparked endless interpretation. Was he biromantic, emotionally queer, fluid? No one could quite pin it down, but that only made his presence feel more significant. Some applauded his authenticity. Others called him out for benefiting from queer representation without claiming it. Still, he stood firm, saying the role changed his life. He cried reading scripts. He received thousands of messages from LGBTQ+ teens who felt seen because of him. And yet, the wondering never stopped. If he is not queer, why does it feel like he is? Maybe that is the beauty and the burden of what Michael Cimino represents. He exists in that rare space where empathy blurs into identity, where performance spills into truth. Maybe he portrayed Victor so powerfully because some part of him is Victor. Or maybe, just maybe, we are entering a world where you do not have to carry a label to be embraced. Drop a 1 if Michael Cimino ever made you feel seen, even without saying a word about who he really is. Tyler Posey, the confession that got complicated. He was the ultimate teen heartthrob. With messy hair, a cheeky smile, and that shirtless werewolf energy from Teen Wolf, Tyler Posey captivated millions. Girls wanted him. Guys wanted to be him, or maybe something more. But behind all the fan obsession, one question lingered. Was Tyler Posey one of us? The rumors had been circling for years. He was openly affectionate with his male friends, posting flirty content, kissing his castmates as a joke, and casually dropping bisexual references in interviews. His chaotic charm simply did not fit the traditional straight guy mold. Then came 2020, and OnlyFans. In a casual video, Tyler made a passing comment, "I've been with guys before." The internet erupted. Headlines lit up with "Tyler Posey comes out as queer." LGBTQ+ fans welcomed him with open arms. It felt like a victory, another heartthrob embracing fluidity. But the celebration did not last long. In later interviews, Tyler said he felt pressured to define himself, that he was not ready to claim any label, and that everything had spiraled beyond his control. Suddenly, fans were left confused. Was it a genuine coming out? A moment of honesty? Or queer baiting? That word hit hard, implying he was using queer identity for attention without commitment. Some called him brave, others felt betrayed. Posey was stuck, too vague for clarity, too bold to ignore. To be fair, he tried to explain. He opened up about trauma, toxic masculinity, and exploring his identity, not for clout, but for healing. Still, the internet had already taken sides. Yet Posey never fully walked back his words. He leaned into allyship, joined pride campaigns, and even played queer-coded roles. And the question still lingers, is he in the community, or just close enough to benefit from it? Maybe the real answer is this. Tyler Posey does not fit in any box. He is messy, emotional, and still figuring things out. But in doing so, he is making room for the gray areas, for those still searching. In a world obsessed with labels, Tyler reminds us that identity can be fluid, confusing, and still real, even if it makes people uncomfortable. Drop a bubble if you think Tyler's journey was misunderstood or misused. Dominic Fike, the rock star who refuses to be tamed or labeled. He is chaos wrapped in a Gucci jacket. Tattoos on his face, pink hair one week, shaved head the next. He sings like a punk poet, acts like he has never read a script, and flirts with every rule in Hollywood, including the one about playing it straight. Ever since 3 Nights launched him into the spotlight, fans have been obsessed with his vibe. Sexy, unfiltered, emotionally raw, and undeniably queer-coded. But the thing is, Dominic Fike has never said he is gay, bi, pan, or anything at all. And that silence, it is what makes him so dangerously magnetic. In Euphoria, he played Elliot, a character drenched in ambiguity, chemistry, and chaos. Viewers could not tell if he was in love with Rue, Jules, or maybe both. Especially with Jules, played by Hunter Schaffer. The tension, the stares, the almost kisses had fans screaming, "Wait, is Dominic queer?" Then life started to mirror art. Dominic and Hunter began dating in real life, seen hand in hand at fashion shows, kissing, looking every bit like a Gen Z queer dream couple. But even then, Dominic never labeled the relationship. He never defined it. He simply lived it. Out loud, open, yet always undefined. And in interviews, he only added fuel to the fire, talking about attraction as energy, saying, "I like people who make me feel something," or brushing off sexuality questions with a smile and a shrug. That's a weird question. That is classic Dominic. He gives you just enough to set your imagination on fire, but never enough to settle the debate. Some fans see that as freedom, a rejection of labels, a rebellion against heteronormativity. Others, they are tired. In a world starving for representation, his ambiguity can feel like a tease, queerbaiting, wrapped in tattoos and viral thirst traps. But maybe that is the whole point. Dominic Fike is not here to give clarity. He is not here to be your gay icon. He is not here to deny it either. He is just existing, loud, weird, emotional, unapologetically himself. And in a world that still demands a yes or no, maybe his refusal to answer is the loudest answer of all. So whether you think he is straight, queer, somewhere in between, or completely off the map, one thing is certain: Dominic Fike is everything. Jacob Elordi, the enigma behind the stare. From Euphoria to Saltburn, Jacob Elordi has become the kind of actor who makes people lean in. There is something in the way he plays his roles, layered, brooding, often sensual, that keeps audiences guessing. He is not afraid of closeness, not afraid of queerness on screen. Whether he is exchanging lingering glances with another man or walking a red carpet in a pearl necklace and sheer shirt, Jacob seems to be in constant conversation with the idea of identity, without ever saying a word. And that silence? It only amplifies the intrigue. Especially after Saltburn, the speculation went from quiet curiosity to full-blown obsession. The film blurred every boundary, sex, power, attraction, and Jacob leaned into it fully. He portrayed Felix not just as a golden boy, but as an object of desire from every angle, every gender. Viewers watched, dissected, and rewound. And when the credits rolled, the question hung heavy in the air. Who is Jacob Elordi, really? But in real life, just like on screen, Jacob never breaks the illusion. He avoids labels, dodges direct answers, and lives somewhere between fashion-forward mystery and Gen Z cool. Interviews come and go, but clarity never arrives. Even his social media presence feels curated to fuel curiosity, not satisfy it. Some fans praise him for that restraint, for playing queer-coded characters without needing to explain himself. Others feel the silence is calculated, even frustrating. In a time when visibility matters more than ever, not everyone loves the game of maybe he is, maybe he is not. Still, there is something undeniably powerful about how Jacob navigates fame. Soft-spoken, self-contained, magnetic. He does not hand out sound bites. He lets the roles speak. He lets the tension do the talking. Whether he is gay, straight, or simply uninterested in being defined, Jacob Elordi is not just acting. He is reshaping the rules of what masculinity in Hollywood can look like. Drop a 1 if Jacob's silence ever made you feel louder inside. Timothee Chalamet, the prince of ambiguity and aching beauty. He is the face of modern romanticism, a living poem wrapped in curls and confidence. From the moment he appeared in Call Me By Your Name, whispering soft Italian and locking eyes with another boy under the summer sun, something shifted. That role was not just performed, it was felt. Too vulnerable, too sincere, too heartbreakingly honest to be anything less than personal. And yet, Timothée never claimed a label. He let the performance and the silence speak. Because while the world saw a gay love story, what they experienced was something deeper. Truth that defies definition. Off-screen, he only adds to the enigma. His fashion choices are bold, unexpected, and often blur the line between classic and boundary-pushing. On red carpets, he wears confidence like a second skin. He is playful with expression, comfortable in softness, and often seen in intimate, affectionate moments with male friends and co-stars. Fans notice, headlines follow, quotes from interviews spark speculation. But through it all, Timothée remains quiet, not to hide, but perhaps because he simply does not feel the need to explain. And in that quiet, 1,000 meanings unfold. Is it queerness? Is it artistry? Is it rebellion? Or is it just who he is? Some fans call him a queer icon without the title, for the way he carries emotional openness, challenges gender norms, and exists outside traditional definitions. Others feel conflicted, wishing he would step forward and claim space more clearly in a world where representation still matters. But maybe that is the point. Maybe Timothée is not here to be a symbol or to make anyone comfortable. He is not interested in boxes or binaries. He just is, moving through the world with grace, mystery, and a kind of beauty that does not ask for permission. Drop a 1. If Timothée ever made you feel seen, even if he never told you exactly who he is. Harry Styles, the king of beautiful ambiguity. From the moment he stepped out in a Gucci gown on the cover of Vogue, Harry Styles made one thing clear. He was not here to play by the rules. Whether it is lace shirts, pearl necklaces, or painted nails, Harry blurs the line between masculinity and femininity with ease. On stage, he floats across genres and gender codes, draped in boas and glitter, smiling like he knows something we do not. And when asked about love, gender, or labels, he answers with a wink or a shrug, never quite confirming, never quite denying. That mystery? It is not an accident. It is the brand. It is the message. Fans have spent years trying to decode him. Is he queer? Is he straight? Pansexual? Fluid? No one really knows. And Harry likes it that way. In interviews, he speaks of love without borders, attraction without limits, and the beauty of not needing to explain yourself. His lyrics hint at blurred desire, his fashion screams rebellion, and his presence feels like a safe space for anyone who has ever questioned the box they were put in. But despite years of speculation and millions of fans yearning for clarity, Harry has never put a label on himself. Not once. To some, that is liberation, a bold refusal to be defined by others, a celebration of fluid masculinity in an industry that often punishes deviation. To others, it feels like a dodge, an avoidance of responsibility at a time when visibility matters. Still, one thing is undeniable. Harry Styles has become a symbol, not because he claimed a title, but because he never had to. Drop a 1 if Harry ever made you feel more free, just by being himself. Noah Centineo, the Netflix heartthrob, who knows exactly how close to get. With that easy smirk and tousled curls, Noah Centineo became the poster boy for Gen Z romance, capturing hearts into all the boys and every soft-spoken, sweet-eyed role that followed. But behind the charming boy-next-door image lies something far more intriguing. Off-screen, Noah carries himself with an effortless warmth, especially around his male co-stars. The playful shoulder grabs, lingering eye contact, the kind of hugs that last just a second too long. They are subtle but unmistakable. Mix that with a few cryptic captions and interviews that never give too much away, and it is no wonder fans started to lean in a little closer. He has never confirmed anything. No labels, no clarifications, no need, it seems. Yet the questions swirl. Some fans find themselves replaying interview clips, noticing how relaxed he is with queerness, how naturally he shifts between masculine and tender. He is one of the few male leads who can joke about vulnerability, challenge expectations, and still keep you guessing. There is a quiet confidence in the way he embraces softness without ever apologizing for it. He does not seem to care what box people want to put him in, and maybe that is exactly what draws people to him. To some, Noah represents a new kind of masculinity, fluid, grounded, and unconcerned with proving anything. To others, the silence can be maddening. In a world still begging for clarity, his comfort with ambiguity feels both refreshing and unresolved. But perhaps he is not here to be the answer. Maybe he is just here to exist, exactly as he is. Drop a 1 if Noah Centineo ever made you feel curious, in all the best ways. Shawn Mendes, the pop star caught in a whisper he never started. From stadium tours to acoustic ballads that ache with feeling, Shawn Mendes has always carried a quiet intensity. He sings about love like someone who has lived through it all, tender, raw, and achingly vulnerable. But somewhere between his soft-spoken interviews, carefully crafted Instagram captions, and moments of emotional openness, the rumors began. Fans speculated. The internet buzzed. Was Shawn Mendes not straight? It was not just one moment, but a slow build. His gentle energy, the way he embraced sensitivity, the way he interacted online. Suddenly, the question was everywhere, and it made him uncomfortable. Shawn admitted as much in interviews. He said the rumors bothered him, not because he had something to hide, but because he felt like people were trying to box him in. He explained how damaging it was to be constantly questioned about something so personal. And yet, through it all, he never clarified, never confirmed, never denied. His silence was not loud, it was deliberate. And that choice left fans in a strange space between admiration and frustration. Was his gentleness simply who he was, or was it something more he was not ready to share? Some people applaud him for being honest about the pressure and pain of public speculation. Others wish he would speak more clearly, not just for himself, but for those who might see themselves in him. But maybe Shawn Mendes is a reminder that softness does not have to come with a statement, that masculinity can be empathetic, loving, and deeply kind, without needing to be labeled. Drop a 1 if Shawn ever made you feel seen, even if he never said exactly who he is. In a world that demands answers, some stars choose mystery, and maybe that's their loudest truth. Whether they are breaking rules or simply living freely, these celebrities have become icons, not because of what they said, but because of how they made us feel. Maybe that is what queerness looks like in 2025. Not a label, but a vibe, an energy, a refusal to be boxed in. If one of these names ever made you pause, wonder, or feel seen in a way you could not explain, you are not alone. Oh, and by the way, we just unlocked members-only access to LGBTQ+ vibes. If you're hungry for exclusive videos, early releases, and behind-the-scenes stories we can't share publicly, join the club. We promise it's worth it. Before we wrap up, let me know, where in the world are you watching from? Leave your city or country in the comments. We're building a global queer family right here, and you're a part of it.